Right, hello. I believe we are live. I believe we are live. So if you're here and joining me, do drop your questions down below. Obviously, I'm here to support you guys with your Amazon business and obviously to give you a hand as well. So give me 2 seconds. That's fine. Oh, no, just doing that right. Gonna move around. So if you're here and joining, do drop a comment down below. Obviously, I'm gonna know that you're here. Obviously, let me give you a little bit of an update on where we are. Obviously, today, after this, I'm going out in Palawan, which is in the Philippines. How are we looking for sales so far? Last 20 or last 12 days, you can kind of see there. It's like 3.1, I think it is 3.1 there. And if I just put a little comment quickly, if anyone's here, do drop a hi just so that you can know I'm working. Drop your questions down below, and then obviously I can get them answered. And I do believe we should, in theory, be live on Instagram as well. I think that's looking potentially live. Let me just check as well. So if you guys have got questions, do ask away. Obviously, I'm going to support you and answer them. Yeah, see myself. Woohoo! But is it working on here? That's the real question. No, it looks like it's going to be one of those days where Instagram wants to say, "Oh no, it is. It's working technically." So a couple of people, five. Oh no, there we go. We're coming on. We're coming on. So if you're here, Dominic has said, "Hey Tom, hey Dominic, how you getting on?" So obviously you guys have got questions. Drop them down below. Five to the moon. Fifth 500 to the moon has joined as well. I'm catching up with a lot of people. Gigs says, "Hey Tom, hey Gigs, how you getting on?" Let me go with your questions. What I can help you with. A couple of things that we talked about last week, by the way, or last week, last night. Returns, resales. People are talking about refunds around, like we say, returns and refunds of what happening. Also, as well, I think we're hit by fraud. We had someone use our Amex credit card to buy some flights by Emirates to Washington, D.C. It's obviously always good when you get hit by fraud, so we've got to deal with that as well. My team are on it, chasing it up, so obviously seeing what's going on there. I don't know 100%. We've also got 500 to the moon. 500 to the moon said, "Hey." And then Merch Mover, fantastic. Hey guys, let you know. 500 to the moon. Any questions you've got on Instagram, let me know. I can see them. They're right here. You can see them. That's absolutely fine. So obviously drop it through. So I'll kind of talk about what's going on with me. But if you guys have questions, we can obviously get through. So let's get it right, Tom. I'm going way too fast. So Dominic says hi. Gig says hi. Shams X says, "Can we get the names of authentic good distributors in the USA?" I don't do wholesale, so I don't know the answer. Watch like Amazon Lit and Watch Me Amazon. Those two guys are good at wholesale in the USA, and I think obviously they can be something to support you as well. Although it's not too hard, just contact the manufacturer and they'll help you out and let you understand what's going on as well. Kosamina says, "Hey Tom, hope the holidays chilled." It's kind of work, like a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, like so far it's a lot of work. Lots of things happening there, but today I get to go out and actually see some of the islands, which I'm really excited about. 500 to the moon, I can see you. You just dropped a question in. Here we go. So, do you recommend first-time buyers to diversify in their product purchases or focus on one area? Good question. And this is over on Instagram over here, by the way. So I'll just kind of do those. So over here, should we say 500 to the moon did mention the question here, do I recommend first time buyers? And you also then mentioned how much of each products to buy for first time. Do you have a few test buys before next one? So I think, look, general rule of thumb, no more than 5% of your money in any one product. You might go above that slightly, but definitely no more than 10 ever. So what do I mean by that? Well, I mean really quite simply when you're using, or purchasing. Let's say for example you got $1,000, 5% isn't very much. It's about $50. But the reason is I promise you, some of your products are going to crash and burn. Amazon's going to come on the listing. It's going to kill you. So it might seem like an amazing deal that I want to spend all my money on it. Like my advice would be like, don't do it because it's going to ruin you. We've seen it time and time again. Yes, there are going to be times when you're annoyed because you couldn't buy enough, but I do recommend no more than 5% of your inventory or your asset value in any one SKU or ASIN. I also think that it's okay to niche down into a category, but I think my advice would be do a couple of categories to start with. A lot of people do like shoes in the US, for example. That's gonna, an idea that you can focus on, and then the idea is once you've done a few categories and you've had a bit of a play, you can choose maybe one that you want to do. Tim, for example, that I know, he does like clothing and apparel. So it's really one or two categories and 10 million for just 2 years. That's it. So you can definitely do it. So don't worry. So I hope that makes sense. 500 to the moon. Let me know if that answers the questions. Yes, you can do any category like that. Generally, some people do niche down. It's worked very well. Also, number two is the fact that we have should we say no more than 5%. So again, we've got Ivan joined, it's Carrot, and then Repricer. Do I recommend? We use kind of Repricing Express. I've used before. That was okay. We use SDK right now. Going to look at Channel Max. I've used Be Cool. At the time, it wasn't very good, but I will look at it as well. So yeah, those are the kind of ones we are looking at. And then yeah, that's the kind of reprice that I'm looking at over here. For you guys, it's quite hard to just kind of keep up. Lots of questions coming in on Instagram. Really, really good. Give me 2 seconds. 500 to the moon. I will. Oh, you also mentioned, do I still think 5% even once a product has shown it's profitable? Yeah, I do, because I've seen it too many times whereby like you might go to 10%, but definitely no more than 10%. Why? Because I've seen it too many times whereby a product's been profitable, you're really happy, and then all of a sudden Amazon comes in the listing and then tanks it, and they've got like a million units. Like it's never going to happen. So I hope that makes sense. Gig said had a slow month, but it's picking up again. Yeah, I think gigs. I don't think you're alone. A lot of people have had that, and I've seen a lot of people talk about it as well. Like it's obviously always depending on should we say, in comparison to December, January is still a good month. Don't get me wrong, it's the third best month for us. But the idea is it's still just is a bit of an anticlimax. So I hope that makes sense. Give me 2 seconds. I will just come through. I'm going to answer this one. Sham says, Tom, you would be surprised if you get to know many people in Pakistan watch your content. Oh wow, that's nice. That's cool. Honestly, I'm glad I can help. Like I really am. I know like I get a lot of views from the Philippines, for example. That's something that I do. So I think that's something that really happens there. So thank you so much, Shams. Give me 2 questions. Go jump over to Instagram quickly. Rackon444 joined and 500 Moon answered, and Jamie Edge joined as well. Someone says, how many VAs do you have working on your Amazon OA business? Can you give us a breakdown of how many are sourcing, admin, etc.? I don't know the exact numbers. It sounds a bit bad, but I don't know the exact numbers. And I think, should we say the question, so how many VAs do I have in my Amazon business? Quite simply, it's probably going to be, we have, so structure, if I think the USA, the best way to talk about it, when we got to the million, just before the million, about 800,000, we changed the structure slightly because we merged the leads team. So we had purchasing manager, 3 sources and 1 admin VA. That was it. We got about 800,000 in sales. Since then, we've merged teams. So we've probably got now 2 purchasers, 1 purchasing manager, 1 purchasing assistant, and they've probably got 4 sources each, 5 sources each, and then 2 admin VAs in the US. So it's probably like 8 sources, 2 purchasers, and 2 admin. And in the UK, I think it's 4 or 5 purchasers and 2 admin, and probably like 20. If you think about generally 4 to 5 staff per purchaser, that's the way it generally works. So hope that makes sense. I am Zan on Instagram. So 2 seconds. Michael said, hey mate, I've got 10K to invest in Amazon, but I'm not sure how to go about to gain maximum profits. Plus, I don't think I'm able to find enough products to buy. And any thoughts on this? So it's a really interesting question. So let's do some simple maths. So if you ever know, I talk about these maths as well. 1 second. You say, I don't think I've ever had enough products to buy. Well, 10K, like you will be able to find 10K to start off with. 10K to invest, and let's say, for example, you had the money cycle. The money cycle is you buy a product today, and then you ship it in, and it goes into Amazon, then it gets sold, and then you get the money back. How long does that take? Generally, thinking it's going to be about 3 months. That's what we generally see. Why? Because it probably take you, say, for example, you find a product today, to get it to your warehouse or your house or whatever, it'll take a week. The warehouse to get it to Amazon takes another week. And then in Amazon, it takes probably 2 months to sell, for example, 60 days. That's the average of ours, by the way. I like to think we're probably pretty quick. and then you're going to get 2 weeks before Amazon give you the money back because they sit on it, which is like really annoying. So really, you've got 2 weeks either side and 2 months in the middle, which makes 3 months. So if you're looking at 10K, divide that by 3 months, and you're right, 10K in 1 week you're probably not going to do, but 10K in 3 months, now that's a different proposition. That's really only 1,000 a week, so or less than 1,000 a week, 800 I think it is. Don't quote me, but I think that's definitely much more viable. So 800 a week, break it down per day, and if you're doing a 5 day a week, what's that? 133, top of my head. So I think you could definitely do it. Like I would never have a doubt about being able to spend 133 per week, per day, 5 days a week. I think that's very, very doable. So, Michael, let me know if that answers your question. And obviously, I can do that. I'm just going to quickly jump over to Instagram. 500 ASIN said, I saw Amazon are changing their FBA rules in April regarding having a bid for warehouse space and potential limits on stock sizes. Are you aware of this concern? Yes, I am, but it's going the other way. Like, I understand your concern in regards to FBA warehousing, what's happening, but my understanding of it is that they're going to help you manage it better. So you are going to be able to pay for more space. So some people are like buying products from China and they have to ship in a lot of stock, but it will sell. So they want to allow you to buy extra space if you want to. I know a lot of people who are very interested in that, but they're still going to give you an amount to trade or to use, I think, as part of it. I haven't read the full thing. Yes, there will be limits on stock sizes, but we've always seen that in Amazon. And am I concerned? No. Like it's just Amazon managing the warehouse limits. We've seen it time and time again. They're trying to, after COVID, when everything just went crazy, they had to introduce warehouse limits. They didn't really have them before, and then they went too crazy the other way, i.e., they limited everyone, and they were like, now we've got too much warehouse space and no one's actually using it. Then the final one is that people are saying, people are like, oh, this is, should we say, now we need more space, and Amazon are now reacting to that. So I hope that makes sense. And then I am Zane. If I just kind of move it over here, I can kind of just move my mouse, kind of ask the question. Thanks, Tom. Above those purchases, admin sources, what's the structure of one management type, the VA and above the manager? Interesting. You love your structures, don't you? You're a structures guy. So you have, so really my structures are really simple. I really keep it very, very simple. Sources, purchases, admin, and then really it'd normally be the business owner, but it isn't in my case. I have, should we say, my ops manager who basically looks after the two companies, and then it's me. That's the way it works. So yeah, but that's the kind of structure that I use in that one. So let's go jump back over to YouTube quickly. I'll support you guys on here. Just get some questions answered. Himson, when deleting listings after being out of stock, does inventory age limit get reset if I created a new listing when I restock? Yes, because it's about SKUs. So, but Amazon knows when your stock came in. I think it's not really about the listing creation, it's about the stock arriving in Amazon because that's your inventory age, not the SKU creation. Does that make sense? So I think the best way to put it is deleting listings doesn't help for that. I still recommend delisting listings. I really do. I still recommend deleting listings because it helps with IP complaints. It helps manage your IPI score as well. But it won't. I don't think it will improve your inventory aging limit because that's based, as far as I'm aware, it's based on what comes in rather than goes out. I hope that makes sense. Good question, Himson. Making me like, ooh. Joe Milton, best way can I get a credit card loan with no interest in best way I can get. So really simple. Like if the easiest way to do it is just a credit card loan with no interest. Really, you're saying, can I get a credit card with no interest? Just go get a no interest credit card. 0%, absolutely fine. Those work, and you can definitely use them. So yeah, you can definitely do them, and then just either buy the product with it, and then 12 months later return the money. Or what I like to do is I set up a Stripe account because they're free. I generate an invoice called director's loan 5,000, for example, that's the amount, and then I'll pay the invoice off the company invoice with a personal credit card, lose 3%, but then I can transfer the money very nicely over to the business. Now the business will lose 3%, but I'll get 100% of my money back, and obviously it's interest free. So I hope that makes sense. Just going to come back to Instagram. A couple of people are answering some questions on there, so I want to make sure I'm getting you guys in. Don't want you guys to be left alone. What do you do with all your defective FBA stock? I imagine you must have quite a lot of the volume you sell. We do. So we try and really get it cleared down. Amazon, they can do refurbish and regrade and resell. If you go to Amazon Seller Central, top right hand corner, settings. My God, Tom's getting tired. Woo! Need to wake up more. Need more coffee. I definitely need more coffee. up there and come down to, and then it'll be like FBA settings. And if you guys want to know, I'm just doing this question up here on Instagram. Come up to FBA settings, you can do regraded resale. We also have our warehouse who are going to be, should we say, answering? Reselling. Our warehouse, our prep center will resell for they take like 40%. So we don't make money on it really. We're just clearing stock down, trying to get what we can back. But that's the way we deal with it. So we try and do it two ways: clear it down, get it sold, or should we say, get the warehouse to sell it. Hope that makes sense. What else we got coming up over here onto Instagram? I'll quickly clear these down. You guys are on fire today. I love it. Do drop your questions down below. I promise you I will get them done. Jennifer, can you suggest some brands that will give approval easily? Like you can, it's not very hard. Like Nike level, if Nike Lego, for example, you can do all those. Like they're the common ones. Like Disney, for example. EU distribution in the US is a good wholesaler to use. Harrison's Direct in the UK is another good wholesaler to use. Very good. You can even call Harrison's up and say, "Hey, I want to get ungated in insert name here," and they'll help you find the product. 500 to the moon. If I had 2,000 for inventory, for example, would you recommend trying to spend it all at once or spacing it out? How would you space it out and why? Again, if you're 500 to the moon over on Instagram, if you are spacing out your inventory, and it's exactly the same as this question. So you talked about 2,000, Michael talked about 10,000. However much you've got, generally what you tend to find is the cycle of money takes about 3 months. That's what we see. A lot of people think, oh no, I'll do it quicker. It already takes a month to buy the product, ship it into Amazon, and then waits 2 weeks to get the money back in the accounts. That's a month gone already. So because Amazon sit on it, but really it's how long it takes to sell. So maybe you're a bit quicker. Maybe it takes a month. Amazon might move the products for a week, and then it might not sell straight away because you're not on the buy box. There's a bit of competition. So even at a month, you're still waiting 2 months. So if you've got 10K to invest, or even 500 to the moon, so 2K, you want to think about, maybe you don't have to, by the way, you can. If you can spend all the money today, spend it. Like, get it spent, but you don't have to space it out. But like as a minimum target, you probably want to think about your 2,000 divided by 8 weeks, 2 months, should we say, or maybe 3 months, 12 weeks, and then that's the minimum amount I want to be spending every week. But I'm sure you're going to spend way over that. That'd be what I'd really be thinking about. And then I am Jazz Zen on Instagram. Let me know what US or UK. Obviously, I can answer that question. Let me jump back over to the old here. Oh no, sorry, I've got to go through. Do you factor in? Oh man, I'm getting good at this. Best way I can get it. Okay, cool. SL says, I am just James on Instagram. Let me know UK or USA on Prep Center. I can tell you. Hi Tom, do you have a good time? I hope you're having a good time in the Philippines. How do you manage credit cards for your VA? Do you use virtual credit card company and load them up? And what company do you use? Let me know if you're UK or USA. I'm going to see if I can see your current questions. SL, I can't. So no, I can't. Let me know UK or USA, SL. I can come back to that and support you. Generally, like we do try and use. So two things. I will. We will use virtual credit cards where we can. We can't always. But what we'll also do is use. Should we say? I will give them my Amex, for example, and my Amex credit cards and Capital Tap. We try and make sure that we're giving, like, if you've got two purchases, one purchase will have like one of the cards, the other purchase will have the other. We try and do it that way, and the reason is for the simple fact that it takes we want to do what's known as risk management. If you want to know, we talked about it yesterday. So yes, we do give them the credit card. So I talked about it yesterday. We've just kind of reviewed our fraud policies. So it generally works as in prevention, minimization, detection, and management. They're the four areas. So what do we talk about? Prevention. Don't give everyone all the cards. Use virtual cards. Prevention, and then should we say minimization, which is about putting limits on cards, two-factor authentication, getting your admin VAs to check off the one-time passcodes and versus the actual orders that come through and querying any that they don't recognize. And then minimization is putting limits on cards, having processes in place. And then finally, management is what do we do? How do we alert to cancel the cards? And then finally, what do we do thereafter? So that's a really important point. So in regards to the UK, SO, I don't know if you're answering. In regards to the UK, oh, you're doing USA. So we don't use so we use Amex. Amex can allow you to put company cards in. You can use Capital and Tap if you're a UK US resident. Be aware there is a personal liability, but they do allow you to create business cards for your employees. I do really like that. The other one we use is Mercury for them, but they're not business. They're not credit. You have to have 50,000 in their bank account at all times to have a credit card. So we don't do that yet because we spend the money. So that's the thing. I am Zane over in Instagram. Just asked what prep centers. So if you guys are interested in prep centers in the UK, three that I can probably recommend to talk to. Up north, Systemized Fulfillment. Kev Blackburn runs it. In the east, in Suffolk, is We Prep FBA. In the south or Midlands, is going to be Dan Fastpack FBA. I'll say them again. Systematized Fulfillment, Kev Blackburn. You can just type in Google, Kev Blackburn, you'll probably find him. We Prep FBA and Fastpack FBA. Those are the ones that we look at. We do use them. We've used them, and I've even met Kev and been to his warehouse many times. So yeah, let's kind of go through hey man, questions. How do you factor in shipping rates in your products before you buy the products? So it's a really interesting thing because shipping, it's like the best rule of thumb that I ever came up with my purchasing managers was that if the shipping price was more than 5% of the purchase value, we wouldn't buy it. So it gets really complex because obviously you don't know how many you're going to buy or what you can buy. So I kind of look at it and go, how much am I buying? If the shipping is more than 5%, don't buy. So we have to try and increase that. So hope that kind of makes sense. But we don't factor it into the individual calculations. That's a general problem. So, or that's not a problem. That's like a thing that we just kind of consider. So I think it's an important question, but we don't kind of get into the nitty gritty of it. So I hope that makes sense. Old man, hey Tom, would you say it's necessary to thoroughly track ASIN lifespan towards the start of the journey, or would you say it's better to use that time to keep sourcing? Keep sourcing, keep sourcing, keep sourcing. Just look at what's selling and what's not. You're going to see keep sourcing, keep sourcing, keep sourcing. We do a lot of analysis, but really sourcing is one of the most important things. So yeah, like don't get too caught up in the data. Keep doing, keep doing, keep doing. Luca has said, would you recommend storefront stalking or manual sourcing? Well, I generally think kind of like manual sourcing a bit of like everything, because that makes sense. It's like an umbrella term. Storefront stalking is a way of doing manual sourcing. Someone said it on Twitter the other day. I read it and they were like, I wish I'd done storefront stalking earlier. Like, it's not the best practice because you're probably going to find deals which are going to be more saturated. But if you're starting out looking for what deals can I sell, storefront stalking is a godsend. I generally believe that. Like, we were probably one of the first people who did a video on it on YouTube, and you'll probably look at the first comments at the top. It says, "This is outrageous. How dare you do these?" And like, kind of since then, everyone started doing it. Or not saying it, like now everyone really talks about it, but before then it was kind of like the untalked about thing. But storefront stalking does work. It helps you, but just be mindful that it's probably not the best way to grow a big business, but it'll definitely help you get started. I really agree with that. I am Zen over here on Instagram has said, have you had any issues with fraud and reset? Yes, and I just talked about the 4 areas that we look at with that, and that really helps us as well. So we have had issues with it, but it's not a big problem. We manage it on a day-to-day basis, and we're always alert and vigilant to it. So, but not really with Prep Center, I think you're talking about in that respect. No, not on the Prep Center side, and we have some good controls in place. My admin team are good at it. We would have known. We put like millions through the Prep Center. Let's go. SJ, hi Tom. I started my OA journey last month. Started getting sales. Woohoo! Go SJ. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with, SJ. Obviously, I can support you with as well. Obviously, I'm really, I'm happy to very much to answer some questions. And obviously, generally, I'm here on this channel, joining you, supporting you. Abdullah has joined, and Mert247 over on Instagram. Guys, you got questions, drop them down below. Obviously, I can see you as well. Who have you got? Hi, Tom. Purchased a VA through yourself yesterday. Woohoo! Hey, Josh. If you guys want to know, we do have right now our VA Academy package. Basically, if you want to know, you're going to be this Sunday. You get your here's our package down here. You can see it as if we can do it down there. So you really get the sourcing VA. And then you get our, should we say, with that sourcing VA, they're going to be finding you about 10 deals a day. That's what we're looking for. Also, as well, you're going to get weekly support calls from my team. My team are also going to be supporting the VA over the first 3 months. Any questions, any problems, we'll support you. Get that VA up to standard. And also, as well, we have a 3-month unlimited replacements and money back guarantee. So if you're not happy with your VA within the first 3 months, you get your money back. And right now, ends this Sunday, you can get our free admin mastery course with every VA hired worth $847. That's all my SOPs and how I manage it. So if you think about hiring a VA, now is the best time because we've got that amazing admin mastery course that you're going to be getting free. We bundle that in. So I hope that makes sense. And obviously, like Josh, you're joining it. Josh, also I'm looking forward to seeing your growth over the next kind of weeks, months, years with that, and obviously seeing you through. There's there's a reason why people use VAs. It's not because they're magic, but because they are part of the equation to do it. It's kind of like as you grow a business, you need to build a team. You know, all businesses is generally a team. Tom needs to drink his coffee. But hey, Josh, looking forward to it. Great work. SL USA for credit card. Yeah, I think we've got that one as well. So I answered that one already. Cool. Tom is answering questions whilst drinking coffee, slurping it. How rude. What's the best bank to open a business bank account that has 0 monthly fees? I get your point. There's lots, like, it depends where you are. Like, it really is like you can do, you know, UK Santander. You know, I've got like a Chase bank account now in the US. For example, I use Santander. There's like Starling does no Santander fees. I think Starling has no fees. Chase will have fees if you have below a certain bank or balance. Don't quote me on that one. You just have to do the research. But by the way, if a bank has fees, it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It means that that's how it makes money. So there's always ways that they try and make money. Just be mindful of that. There's the advantage of being with some of the big banks. For example, while you might not want to pay a monthly fee in the US, if you're one of the big 50 banks, it is Amazon has a list, you can actually get your disbursements quicker, same day, which will make a difference on cash flow. So just keep that in mind. You can get faster disbursements in the US with the main banks. So let's go. SJ is joined. Guys, if you're on Instagram over here, I can see you. Ermel Yidas has joined. I'm just going to say, people's Instagram names are like some of the hardest things ever to pronounce. So no disrespect to them, but obviously I'm like, so let's going to go through SJ. Obviously, if you guys are on Instagram, do let me know down below. So SJ says, hi Tom, started my Amazon journey last month and started getting sales. Started with a 2K budget, cool. Now I want to scale by investing 5K. Do you recommend a VA for someone like me? So there are generally 5 things, I think it's 5 things that I talk about when you think about getting a VA. Number one, you're already selling on Amazon and know what you're doing. Well, you do kind of meet that, but obviously you've only just started. So I would question the know what I'm doing. It's not my place to say whether you know what you're doing or not, but I still think probably a little bit too early. Number two, that you're profitable. So that's where I'd probably catch you out to say, yes, you started last month, you're still selling some products. I generally think you don't really know if you're profitable until you've done a full like cycle, which is probably like 3 months. You're getting the money in, getting out again. Number four, so again, that could be a thing. Number four is you've got at least 5,000 to invest. Or number three, 5,000 to invest. Number four is you've got an hour spare per day initially to start off with to talk to and work with your VA. And then finally, number five is you want to take the business seriously. And I don't question that at all because I see what you're saying. So SJ, I think my advice for you would be wait, give it a month or two, and I think you'll be in a better place. If you do want, you can book a call with my team, fasttrackfba.com/VA. It's down the bottom there, fasttrackfba.com/VA. And they'll talk you through and guide you through the process. So, and talk you through like when's the right time if you want that more specific advice about should I hire, should I not? They're really good. They can help you out. So I hope that makes sense. Massive action. Just got my first credit card. Right, stop the press. This is Mr. Massive Action. He is all about not getting credit cards doing it when he's got a credit card. And I never had a credit card in years, but now I'm big enough to pay it on time, want free hotels. I thought it'd be 500, but giving me 1,500, yeah, because your business is doing well enough. That's why. And you probably got your credit rating's like, woo. So, hey, well done. Why did you go Capital on Tap? Why did you not go Amex? Let me ask you that question. You can also create employee cards as well, so that your purchasers can have their own cards. That's quite useful as well. I just want to go through SL. Can you go over your pricing strategy? Do you have one personally dictated repricing? Do you set ROI and drop pricing as entry age? Yeah, I kind of talk about it in very high level. I do in a lot more detail in the Seller Academy. But at a fundamental level, when you do repricing, what we're really trying to do is we look at it up to 90 days. We're trying to maximize profits. What does that mean? Generally match buy box. After 90 days, we're trying to clear down, get the stock moving. What does that mean? Probably undercut sometimes, maybe match buy box with like a lower ROI. So they're the general 2 rules that we're doing. Under 90 days, match. Over 90 days, clear it down. So we're really just kind of looking at that. And we do have some sub strategies within that as well that we try and maximize the profitability of it. But at a very fundamental level, for the first 3 months, profitability focused. After 3 months, then we're going to clear it down. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, really repricing strategies, we're just going to match and then undercut afterwards. Generally, like kind of as a, not even undercut sometimes, but just as a kind of consideration. So that's my thoughts. Let's just kind of quickly jump over to Instagram. I just want to do Instagram, guys. A lot of questions just coming in. So let me just kind of jump over. If you guys are here, I'm just going to jump over to Instagram quickly. Mert247. I have a really good track record of answering, but I don't want to keep anyone do it. So Mert24, sourcing on couriers is so bad. You said it was one of the top online stores. Keep trying. And by the way, some stores have like times when they're really good, sometimes at stores when they're really bad. Actually say Curry's has been a really good store for us. Like if that's one of the stores where we've been sourcing and my team did the analysis, then it has actually worked. It might be the case that you need to look at like online discount codes. Those things can add up, but we've probably found an edge there. And it could be the case that, let's put it this way, if everyone thinks it's bad, no one's buying for it, and you are because you figured out a way to do it, that works really well. Like if you could get large orders through on Boots, absolutely fantastic. So like, but my team have found good deals. I know that. I am Zane, I think it is. What kind of card fraud have you had? Have you had issues with the VA ordering stock for themselves? Never had issues ever with VAs ordering stock for themselves, and that's millions of purchases. And fraud is just someone getting the card details. If you spend enough money online, you're going to get it. I promise you, you're going to get fraud. So yeah, 500 mood. What are the benefits of VA? Well, a couple, like at a very fundamental level, you cannot do this business on your own, and I think you cannot do this business on your own. Like the reason is if I want to have a holiday, my business stops, and we've seen that time and time again. And we kind of, as entrepreneurs, we kind of work super hard, and then maybe we get a bit burnt out and slow down, and then we have to do the whole roller coaster again. So by having a VA, what does it do? Well, one of the most time-consuming tasks that we do is sourcing. We add a lot of value in it, but also there's a lot of just checking certain stuff. So what we're looking for is to say we can hire people who will do that checks, do that sourcing for us, and that's going to really support you in, should we say, growing that business. Why? Because it allows you to, you can have time, you can step back, maybe take a holiday if you want to. But on the other side, the one thing you are really looking at is the fact that now you've got people who will be finding products for you. You can also then find people to buy products for you. You can also then people do the administration. And now you have a business whereby you're not actually needed in the business. And to put it in perspective, I've not sourced, purchased, done administration for probably years now in my business. Hence why we do 3 million, in the UK and 4 million or 1 million in the US. But the goal behind it, and I think is for everyone, it's got to be the case that you're making money, you're working, but also as well, you're able to build a business whereby it doesn't need you every single day. Now, I'm not saying that you could go right away to a Filipino island like I have and not work. No, not at all. You're still going to have to work to a certain element, but you're now, should we say, sharpening the axe, improving the business rather than working in the business all the time. There's an old saying, are you working on your business or in the business? And, you can just be stupidly busy working in your business all the time. Hiring a VA is really making a team. Having a team helps you scale a business and obviously allows you to build a business which doesn't need to work on you. So I hope that kind of sense. And do I do any FBM? Or I'm 100% FBA. I travel the world. I live in Mexico City, so I only do that. So yeah, good question. And Shah has joined as well. So guys, if you've got any questions on Instagram, I will answer them. Let's kind of go through Mert. I think you mentioned that on Instagram. You're on both Instagram and YouTube. Woohoo! Coming across. So I literally spent hours on it. Don't spend hours. Like spend like 2 hours. If you're not finding anything, move on to the next one. We have a top 100. If you want to know, we have our top 100 supplier list. I will kind of put it on. If you go to our website, you can do fasttrackfba.com/suppliers. You can use that. That's going to help you out. It's our top 100 suppliers for UK and USA. But if you're not finding anything for like 2 hours, move on to the next one. Why? Because it could be the case that right now they're just not good deals at all. So that's a really interesting point. So give me 2 seconds. I just want to say, genuinely appreciate everything you're doing. Cool. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Yeah. So glad I can help. Let me maybe what is it that you like? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you. SJ, what is included in admin mastery? So basically, if you think about Amazon business, I structure my Amazon business. I have sources, I have purchasers, and I have admin. Now, all the purchasing, sourcing, everything that we teach within my own team, SOPs, is in the sourcing mastery package. Everything we teach my admin team is in the admin mastery, and then we have purchasing, but it's only part of the Seller Academy. So the admin mastery package is really like all my SOPs, processes, documents, videos around how we do our admin VAs work and they do the administration. So what does that mean? Let's do very, very specifically. Let's go through. It's particularly inventory management, how we manage our inventory from our suppliers, refunds, reclaims, all the inventory management in Amazon, how we do that, how we track it, all our sheets, everything around inventory management. Now, then the other side of that, and there's a lot, by the way, there's a lot of inventory management stuff around that and how we use the USS to support that and what we do. And then the other side of it is what we do is we look at our, account management. So how do we do all our accounting? What do we do with our Zero, Zero and QuickBooks, also Link My Books, and also VAT in the UK and sales tax in the USA, how we do all those processes, how we manage our cash flow every single week to maximize our spend, and how that works with purchasers. They literally my admin team tell my purchasers, hi guys, this is how much money you can spend this week. They know how to calculate it exactly. Number two, or the next bit is around like cash flow forecast or cash flow management. We talked about that one. Balance, so P&L every month, and then the balance sheet as well, and then the variance to zero or variance to Amazon. That's what we're looking at. And the real concept comes as what we're trying to understand is, number one, we want to manage all the invoicing, the accounts. My admin team deal with my accountants. They do all the VAT returns initially the night before I do a final check, all of that processes, and it's all our SOPs. And then the final one is we have our finance. That's our financial management. They have our inventory management. It's all documented in there, and we update it. So whenever we find something new, we will update that course. So if you do want to buy that course, it's 847. But if you do buy a VA today, you'll get that admin mastery course for free as part of that virtual assistant package. And what happens is we update that as we go through, because that's our training material that we use internally. So you'll see all those updated processes. So everything around like Amazon Seller Central, inventory management. Really, in my business, I want my sources to be sourcing and my purchasers to be purchasing, and my admin do everything else. And that course is one thing we use to update it all. So it's really good content. Let's go through. I appreciate you guys have got a lot of questions, so I just want to get them answered. Facebook, if you want to ungate a Maybelline brand, but on the invoice I had the product which I want to ungate, it's 4 different colors, will they accept the invoice? You need to have one line which says 10 items. That's it. You could try it, there's no harm in trying, but you probably won't find it works. You need to have one line which says 10 items purchased. That's it. If it's like 4, 4, 4, 4, 12 in total, they'll probably say no because they want to see 10. Hope that kind of makes sense. SJ, hi Tom, thanks for the advice. I can wait for a cycle, but I will lose FBA admin course by hiring a VA late for a couple of months. Yeah, you will. We don't like. I like to do a good deal on the Amazon course here. You could do something a bit cheeky. By the way, there's a bit of a delay right now. So what you could do is you could have a call with my admin girls and say, hi, any chance I could buy it now and then get it in like 2 weeks or a month's time? That could be an option, but you'd have to speak to my team on a call. So fasttrackfba.com/VA down the bottom, you can book a call with them and they're going to help you out. So that, they'll kind of like advise you whether we can do that or not. So, but they'll know the delay because we've got quite a lot of customers coming through. So it might work out for you. So see how it goes. Oh, and obviously, by the way, you can cancel. So if you're like, no, actually, I'm not going to do it, you can cancel. So that's fine. So I hope that makes sense. Also, you get the 3-month unlimited replacement and refund if you're not happy, no questions asked policy with all our VAs. So really supporting you there, and also taking the risk out. If your VA quits, we give you your money back that you paid us. If you're not happy, the VA can get a new one. We'll replace them 20 times if that's what you want to do. Or if even you've had them replaced and you're not happy and you want to get a new VA, or you want to get your money back, we can do that as well, all within the first 3 months. So it's a really good program. What are the benefits of Amex? There are lots of freebies that you can get. I just want freebies, haha. Amex has a lot of travel perks. So if you're going to willing to leave the UK, they'll do a lot of travel perks. So for example, free hotels, or should we say, you can convert the points to a lot of other things. Capital on Tap right now is pretty good. I use Amex because I travel insane amounts versus a lot of people, but I do think that there's an opportunity to, Capital on Tap's much better now than it used to be. Whereas like you can get Airbnb with Amex or Capital on Tap, you can get there's travel agents, and you can also do some other bits and Avios points with Capital on Tap. Whereas with Amex, you can do like Marriott, Hilton, Radisson, and you can probably do like 15 airlines, I think it is. There's a bit more flexibility with Amex, and also get the Amex lounges. I quite like them. But Sean, I don't think you left the country since I've known you, so I'd probably say Amex might not be the best one. Hope that makes sense. Do you want to jump over to Instagram quickly, guys? Because I appreciate people on Instagram are asking questions. I need to do it. Have I met any of my VAs in person? Yes. Right now, if you want to know, I am in the Philippines, and this is one of the reasons why I'm here. So last week, I spent the entire week in Manila doing strategic planning And I'm just going to come back to here. So I'm going to undo this one second. So I'm just over onto Instagram over here, guys, if you want to know. So I'm reading the questions over here. So if you guys want to know, have I met any of my VAs in person? Yes, last week I met all my VAs, or I met my senior leadership team in Manila. We did strategic planning. It took 4 days. It was really, really good fun. And then we had a team meeting online because we've still got people all over the Philippines. And then I met all my people in Manila. So I think there's probably like 30 staff turned up in Manila, which was really good. We'll share some content around it coming up. And then I did that. We had a meal, had some drinks. I caught up with everyone, which is great. There's only 3 staff I've ever met before this who work for me now, but that was about 3 years ago I met them. So 3 staff have done over 3 years in the company. And then on top of that, what else I did, I flew from Manila down to Davao. I went and met another 5 staff at a dinner. And that was again, and then I flew from there to CDO, which is just about an hour north of Davao by flight, and I met another 6 staff, which is cool. But we've got staff all over, so not all of them could make it. So probably like half my company I met, I reckon, which was really nice, and I really, really enjoyed that. So, what categories do you look for in couriers? I don't know. Hopefully, if you just understand, you're talking about like couriers is really bad. Mert, I don't know what categories to look for. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you listen to what I said earlier on, I've not sourced for 3 years, or I've not sourced for years. So I don't do sourcing for curry or anything. So I can't tell you what categories, I can't tell you things. I don't even know what products we sell. Like, it's really bad. I say it's really bad, but I have no need to. I have a team that do it for me, and their job is to know all this information. So I can't tell you what categories to look for in curries. But Mert, I think the goal is for you is to try and find out what ones are going to work for you. And ideally, if I was sharing with you, guys, go to this category in curries, it's going to work, and I kept telling it, I would just ruin that category for you because everyone else would source it. We've seen it time and time again. So maybe find a category that works for you, and then don't tell it. Cool. Sorry, guys, my iPad just connected, so my headphones kind of do that. Emil, Emil Diaz, I can't pronounce that, sorry. What are you doing? Just OA? Yeah, all 100% OA, UK and USA. We did used to do a bit of wholesale in the UK, but we don't anymore. Just because it's complexity, and I don't like complexity. And a couple of people joined Profit Flips, Think Before You Post, Sweet Success, or Austin and Shaz. Hey, cool. Let's jump back over to YouTube. I'll get those questions answered. I've got about 10 minutes left, guys. So, Facebook user Peter said, hey, Peter, who we got here? Some OA leads don't provide VAT invoices or invoices. How do you handle this, Tom? You just got to keep chasing. Everyone does. The worst people in the world are the people like Argos, where when you request it, you have to get to the right team. Then once you get to the right team, they then post it to you. You're like, also as well, in regards, like, this is the way I view it. I'm not an accountant, speak to your accountant, but in regards to VAT, so long as you can reasonably, you've number one requested it, and number two, you can reasonably prove that they are VAT registered, i.e. you have a VAT number, and the products you purchase from them are VATable products, then you'd probably be okay saying, I believe they're VATable products. I think I paid VAT on them and I've requested it and they're refusing to do it. Like, I would like to reclaim this VAT. Again, you've got to speak to your accountant. I'm not a financial advisor. In a perfect world, you shouldn't be able to do that. But I think HMRC will look at it and go, well, I can see that the company is VAT registered. You can prove it. Also, you purchased in the UK, in the UK, and you can, should we say, you're buying them, and maybe you've got VAT awards in the past. You haven't got all of them. Odds on you have probably paid VAT, so there's not a problem there. So we kind of do that sometimes. We're not like everything. We probably get 80% of our purchases, 90% of our purchases will have invoices. That's what we kind of look at. If you are thinking about VAT receipts, high value ones is the priority to go after, and ones for new suppliers you've never dealt with. Focus on those 2 areas. Kayak, are you doing just OA? OA? Yes, only OA. That's all we do. Only OA. For like 4 million across the 2 companies, UK and USA. Is there, if there is an online with 60 units, they say at least 10. What? Peter? Oh, there is one line with 60 units. They say at least 10. Yeah, it needs to be 10. So you're talking about ungating. Yeah, it's just 10. Like, you need to show that you purchased 10 or more products. That's the important point. So do that. That's gonna help you out. Josh has come through and said, "What's your breakdown of wages, sourcer, ad, and VA?" So for our ad sources, they do 25,000 PHP, which is about £4,400. $500. It's same for admin, then purchases go up depending on their experience. So, by the way, I'm not a big fan of, you're probably looking at least 5,000 on top of that, 10, 20 on top of that as well. I'm not a big fan of paying high basics. I want bonus related pay, and I do share my bonus schemes. So if you look on like Fast Track FBA Instagram and click on the social tab, you can download our bonus schemes. We have 5 bonus schemes that we use for different size businesses, and we do share them. So that's really helpful for you. But I'm not a big fan of paying high basics. I just think it's a real bad problem. You should be paying good bonuses, not basic salaries. So I hope that makes sense, Josh. SL, hi Tom. What's in the Seller Academy? I just ordered a sourcing VA. Does the Seller Academy have additional courses? Yeah. So if you want to know, when you buy a sourcing VA, you're going to get my sourcing mastery, my admin mastery. So and the admin mastery is only right now until Sunday. Now, in the Seller Academy, in the sourcing package, when you buy a sourcer, you get your sourcing VA, should we say. You'll also get 12 weeks of weekly calls with my HR manager to support you in developing that VA. Now, the Seller Academy is my 7-figure framework that we've used to build 2 7-figure businesses. Now, what do you get in that package? Well, that package is quite simply going to be the the sourcing mastery that you've got already with the VA. It will be the admin mastery. Also, as well, we have what's known as business purchasing mastery, so the SOP. So there's 3 functions that we have: sourcing, admin, purchasing, and they are the exact SOPs we use to train our own staff up on. And then in addition to that, you get business mastery. Now, business mastery is really, these are functional roles, whereas business mastery is like, what does Tom do? How does he structure his business? How does he operate? How does he think about business? How does he track the metrics? How does Tom run 2 7-figure Amazon businesses in 2 hours a week? That's the framework. That's how I do it all. That teaches that process. And then on the side of that, you'll also get the USS to support you, UK or USA. We'll also give you 3 months worth of free leads. And then on top of that, you're going to get unlimited access to me and my team pretty much forever. And what does that mean? Well, it means that every week, my sourcing team are going to be live on a group call where you can join in. My purchasing team are going to be live on a group call where you can join in and ask them questions. By the way, I'm not in that call. You can ask them questions directly. They'll help you out. My admin team are live on a call and you can ask them questions or whatever and stuff. And then finally, myself and my ops manager are going to be live on a call every week, and we're going to help you out. So really, you've got the frame, you've got the education, you've got the how I think, you've got all the tools that we use to develop, you've got the leads to help accelerate you, and then also you've got 4 calls a week, every week, unlimited access to that, whereby you are going through and you have those just non-stop access to us. And our goal is to teach you how I do it, how I build 2 7-figure businesses and work 4 hours a week and build it with teams. So you're going to get so much more on top of that. But really, we believe in scaling with VAs, and we do that all the time, and hence you can see that the way I operate. So really good question. And you're talking about the Seller Academy down there. So yeah, Jamie Shaw, and if anyone's interested, by the way, do look at fasttrackfba.com/seller, or you can just go to the Fast Track FBA website, and at the top you'll see Seller Academy. Look at that. That's going to just show you about what the package is about, and you can put your name down for when we reopen. And also I'll let you know. Whenever we reopen, we only take 20 people on at a time, because I'm just looking to get enough people that I can really support and help show them who want to take their business seriously and we can work closely with. And when we talk about weekly calls, we're not like this, like the YouTube ones. What we are talking about is whereby you're actually on like a Google Meet Zoom call with me, and you can ask questions, and we go round robins, and I'm literally on that call like, has anyone got any more questions you want me to answer? And you can sit in and listen. So really, really helpful. My iPad's being annoying. It's connecting. I should disconnect it. It's going to go through. Jamie Shaw, there are some leads on the FTF website and -5%. All right, what's the best time to get profitable leads? So interesting enough, it's something we're just resolving right now. We do show you 2 Sorry, my iPad keeps coming in and out. I'll turn it off in a bit. So we do show you 2 profitabilities: profit now and profit 90%, 90 day. So sometimes, like for us, we're happy to show you that, because you can always go, no, next one, next one, next one. The other one is sometimes these are all the deals that my sources are passing over. So if you might have different prep requirements. I think my advice to you is just go to the left-hand side and filter. You can put in like minimum profit 0, and that'll filter out. We are going to improve that. It's something in the tech tech stack that we're doing. But I think for you is we've got deals coming out all the time, generally in the mornings. Why? Because my team are in the Philippines and they're going to be submitting the deals. So really look at that. Also, so you can look at the Slack feed. That's another option. The Slack feed will just show you as they come through on Slack. That's another option. People like that on their phone. So you can definitely do that. If you want to get the Slack feed, just ask my sales and support, like the chat head on the website. They can help you guide you through it as well. So any questions, let me know, Jamie. But good question. Walkaroo, what would you say is a reasonable margin for an OA business? If you're talking about net margin, I can give you that. Gross margin, I can't because it's very varied. And the reason why I can't give you gross margin is because too many people do gross margin calculations differently. Some have prep in there, some don't, etc. So net margins, USA we do about 10%, UK we do about 5%. I think you're okay with that. I think you can add more on. UK, I think you can get to 10% if you're going to be a lot more active in it. And then USA, you're going to be doing, 15, maybe 20%. I've seen people going up to, and that's take home. So if I were to do 1 million in sales at 20% or 10% in the USA, I'd do 100,000 in take home. So whereas if I'm doing 20%, 1 million would be 200,000 take home. So, or should we say profit in the business afterwards? How you take that tax wise is up to you, but you can kind of see that's what the net margin consideration would be. Hope that makes sense. Hey, Thomas, hope you're doing great. I am. Thank you for letting me know. Man needs water. I'm going to finish this coffee. I have 3 minutes. Let's go. How many VAs do you have? More than I know. There are VAs in my company I've never met, which is a really bad thing. We are going to resolve that. And then the final one is, if I had to guess, 75? 75. I know we've had 85 at one point. I've seen the report. Once a month I update it. We get a report. But 85 at one point. Now it's 75. So it comes up and down. So yeah, quite a lot. I have a quick question. I sent my first inventory in 3 weeks and it shows it's being delivered on the 9th of January, but it's still inactive. Have you ever seen that problem? Yeah, very, very common. The reason is for the simple fact that Amazon are moving your inventory around within their warehouse. So they've received it at their warehouse, but it hasn't gone to the right place within the warehouse yet to be on sale. And until your inventory is physically on the shelf, checked in on the shelf, ready for sale, it won't go live actually on Amazon's website, as like active, because that's, it means it's not ready. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Let's kind of go through. Robert, is this a program for Amazon to products for Amazon products to purchase? How do you mean, Robert? I'm not really sure what you mean. What program, like OA or something? I'm not too sure. So let me know in the comments down below. Guys, if you've got any more comments, do drop them down below. I will be finishing off soon, but Robert has got a question. I want to help him. Over on Instagram, we all look good. I think everyone seems happy. Quite a few people on there. Just want to say a big shout out to Marketing to Punto. Hey, guys, if obviously I want to say a big thank you to everyone on Instagram supporting me. And Robert says, is this a program like OA? If you're talking about like Seller Academy, that's about us selling or offering training. So I hope that makes sense. And then Dave has come in. Hey, Tom, how do I join the Facebook page? fasttrackfpa.com/Facebook. You can just join. Like that web link will take you to the right Facebook group, so UK or USA. You can just look at Fast Track FPA Facebook, or just type in Fast Track FPA onto Facebook and you'll find it. We have a UK group and a USA group. Hope that makes sense. We do tend to be a bit more restrictive for brand new, should we say brand new accounts, because we've had a lot of people who have created an account yesterday and then just kind of come in and spam. So we'll generally say no to new accounts. So it's something that we do. But I say have a look at Fast Track FBA. Just type that into Facebook and you'll be fine. Guys, the beach is out there. It's calling me. It's 7 a.m. in the morning. I want to go have some breakfast and join the beach. And what I'm going to do is probably wrap it up there. What I will do is say to you guys, if you are here, if you like today's live, give me a thumbs up, give me a like. Let me know that you love the like. But actually, I'm not going to see you tomorrow. Sorry, I'm not going to see you tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, or today is Friday my time. Tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow is Saturday, and I'm really going to be just enjoying. So not tomorrow. I want to enjoy my evening. I want to have a night out tonight in El Nido. So no, not tomorrow, but I will see you on Monday. I'll see you at that time, and I'll be in Boracay in the Philippines. But if you've enjoyed today's give me a big thumbs up, give me a love heart. Absolutely love it. And so I just want to say a really big thank you to everyone who's joined. It's been a real pleasure. And obviously, let me know. Give me a love heart, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you Monday, not tomorrow, sorry, Monday. Tom's got to update his cover story. Stay safe, people. Bye-bye.